Hey, beautiful light workers. I'm really excited if you're tuning in today. We're going to pull some cards on how to move through all that is happening right now and really truly stay anchored in our presence, our well-being, truly stay anchored in our confidence, security, and anchored in our light and truth. So, just a quick recap here. We are at the works, things are happening right now. So it's actually funny that this card comes up because it's all about the process. It's all about building, and that's what we're doing right now. So this is a pivotal time in history, and it's really exciting to be here. Many of us, star seeds, we come from all across the multiverse just to be a part of, to participate and witness this great event. So this is when the powers that be are shifting from, I want to say that like the power is shifting from what was considered the select few and is really going from a masculine energy to a feminine energy, where it's more focused on the collective. What's best for all of us? What is best for Gaia? How can we all come together now at this time when things are getting super intense, super, like, who are we going to be through all of this, right? So I've been calling this the great stimulus, because this is going to stimulate us all and so that we ask ourselves, who are we when faced with great change? Who are we and who will we become, and who and how will we be as we are experiencing massive change? Now, as we experience massive change on a global scale, we're also experiencing it internally, and I really just want to bring that to light here, because I think that's something that definitely gets blocked out by the media. So the media is polarized to the dark. Now, everything is polarity. So there are both the light and the dark aspects within everything. When we can acknowledge this, we have reclaimed much of our power. So I'm thankful if I just reminded you. So we know that there's a lot of really big things happening externally right now. I want you to reclaim your power for the sake of all of us and for the sake of you. To remember that massive change is happening within us right now. So you, my fellow light worker, we have crossed paths so that we can remind each other, stimulate each other of the truth of the remembrances that need to come forward so that we can move forward in our most empowered selves. Because when we are our most empowered selves individually, we are our most empowered selves collectively. It all directly interrelates, interconnects. So, what an exciting time to be. So what I was reminding you is that we have all this great change happening outside of us. If at any time you feel powerless, I want you to remember that you yourself are a microcosm for all that is. What is happening externally is a direct reflection of what's happening for you internally. And this is a powerful point that I really want to bring up right here. Some people are experiencing this as a pandemic, which is causing them a lot of panic and a lot of fear and a lot of powerlessness. This is a direct reflection of where they are at. And even some of us who would like to consider ourselves slightly more evolved, we still feel it too, and we still get there, and we still have to move through it. And so I really just want to clarify that real quick. Even if you're a light worker and you are someone who helps other people and helps them move through massive energy shifts, we ourselves are experiencing massive energy shifts. And that means that even though we put on a brave face for everybody else and act like we got our shit together, we're still moving through our own things right now here too. And this isn't a bad thing. This is actually an amazing thing, because it's part of what connects all of us. And it's part of, it's our direct connection with, it's our direct connection and tie to everything that's going on. So as everything is happening right now, we can choose our experience. Are we going to experience the panic? Or are we going to experience the massive change, the massive shift? And this is like a super divine experience, because anything can be in a divine experience. It's all choice. So what do you choose for this to be? How do you respond to change? And how do you want to respond to the change that is happening? I know for me, I didn't really set a firm intention on this. And I saw myself getting swept up into feeling very uncomfortable, overwhelmed, and like WTF. Now, that's in addition to my baby daddy being home all of the time, all of a sudden he's out of work and he's panicking. Now, this is a natural response. And so I find myself in the position to ask myself, how conditional is my well-being? Am I going to get swept up in all this? Am I going to allow myself to be directed and swayed wherever the wind takes me? Or am I going to be the powerful force that directs how the situation is going to affect me, my well-being, and my emotional security more than anything, right? So, yeah, it's an exciting time to be. And part of my goal, like I'm really coming here from a place of service, because I myself am considered a light worker. And I feel like it's in these times where we really need to step the fuck up. Stop playing small. Stop making the excuses of why you gotta hold back. Because this is your time to shine. This is where you are gonna be called out to be crazy. And you're gonna have to fucking accept that that's their perception, and it's a direct reflection on them. Okay? Yes, I've had to experience this, and sometimes it kind of sucks. And so, yeah, if you're a light worker, it doesn't mean that everything's sunshine and rainbows all the time. And yes, I feel you, because there's like this expectation that that's what it is, that it's just I don't know. You know, that's just part of my experience, right? And this is part of what I have to move through. And so, being who I am and where I'm at, I see that this is all inviting me to, who am I going to be through all of this? Am I going to allow myself to be the crazy person that people might think I am? Or am I going to see myself as the beacon of light and faith? You know, even if I don't have the tangible evidence yet, I have my faith, and that's the greatest thing that I could have. And you don't have to be like, we're not talking religion, none of that. I am talking just an inner knowing, an inner confidence that no matter what, this is going to work out for the best case scenario for myself and for all of us. And we just have to really stay strong, because it is being pushed on us to have fear. And that's not what we do. We are the transmuters of the tribe, of the collective. So I want to really define us in that way for a moment, that this is part of the beauty that we add to this place. And if you are a light worker that has ever felt out of place, like you don't belong, and like, what the heck, I definitely got to be from another planet, because this is just not resonating. You are one of our most powerful allies right now. And I want to thank you on behalf of the collective for being where you're at and doing what you're doing, because this is our time to shine. This is when people need us to really stand strong in our confidence and our faith, and walk forth in that. And we don't have to. We just don't. We could hold back, and that's not going to do a darn thing for us. So it's time we pull cards. And of course, the Hierophant comes up. And this dude is all about faith. And now he is number 5. And 5 is that number right between 1 and 9. So 5 is all about balance. It's also all about great conflict and change, because with change naturally comes conflict, but with change also comes growth. And so we have 5 here. Now the next card in the tarot deck is 6, obviously, and it's the Lover's card. And so this is kind of letting us know that when we have great faith, we move forward, and it is inevitable. It is our natural divine path that we are going to encounter and embrace love along the journey. So it is at these times that we just have to keep the faith. Like, I know I keep using that word, but that's just the word. It's that inner knowing, even if you don't have the tangible results in your hand at this particular moment, but you do know that all time is now, and just by being conceived of the idea, it's already yours. There's your power, baby, right? I think Denzel Washington said that you having an idea is God's gift to you, that it's already yours, or something along those lines. I don't really resonate with like the word God, because God is dog backwards, and it's just a way to disempower the people, because dog is obedient to their master. But I still extracted the value from Denzel's quote. So we also have the 9 of Pentacles. So 9 is a very divine, powerful number. 9 is the number that binds all molecules on this earth together. And that's because 9 is insinuating an ending, which simultaneously insinuates beginning. It's kind of like Shiva. It encompasses both endings and beginnings all in one. And then you have Pentacles. The pentagram is the star. So if you're familiar with Leonardo da Vinci's, oh my gosh, I want to call it Vesuvius Man, but that's definitely not what it is, because Mount Vesuvius is a freaking volcano in Italy. But it's something that starts with a V. I know this, but it's not coming through. So you fill in the blank. And if you don't, look it up and it'll help you retain it better. Anyway, because you had to connect with the information. So anyway, all of our bodies, we make up the star. The star is also indicative and representative of the elements. For some, we have 4 elements. Others, we have 5, like in traditional Chinese medicine. Ultimately, this is encompassing all of us, and it's in this circle. And the circle represents full connection, unity, and oneness. So this just, I mean, it's very clear to me that these go together, right? Having faith, knowing that we are on this divine path, knowing that we are going back to this oneness, knowing that this is part of our nature, and we are experiencing the different aspects of who we are, so that we can fully embrace and encompass our vastness, all that we are, and all of the divinity that we are. So if we could just take a few steps back and get a broader perspective of this whole situation that's going right now, and if I were to shoot up to the top of the dome and ask my buddies watching this whole situation, they are beyond time, right? So their experience of what we're experiencing is a little different. And they would be like, look, this is your opportunity to fully express and expand, to fully discover and explore and play and adventure through the vastness of all that you are. You choose your experience. You can feel all of the different aspects of you are and integrate them and really just feel your divinity, walk forth and embody and embrace this more than ever, and really just radiate light and truth. Or you could experience this apocalypse where the world is falling and shit is crazy. But, you know, very often people who experience those scenarios, some of it because of the conditioning, because as I've said before, Netflix has been conditioning us with all the post-apocalyptic TV shows and everything. But even that, like for some people who experience the shit that gets really crazy, it's just higher in intensity with the drama. So really what that means is even those people still have the opportunity to experience themselves, expand, express, and have fun with this whole situation. It just might be a lot more scandalous and extreme, and they might need a little more of the gore and craziness because that's what they're programmed for. Because that's just fucking mass hypnosis of the television. But anyway, television programming, right? That's why it's called that. And then we have the Six of Swords. So, the Six of Swords here. 6 is the number of love, which we were actually talking about this evolution. So it's kind of cool how that's showing up. We have this 5, and then we have the 9 and the 6. And 9 and 6 are reversed. They mirror each other. There's so many ways we could look at all this. But so for me, swords are associated with air, which is associated with thought, clarity of mind, mentality. So to me, this and 6 is associated with Venus and love. So at this time, this is kind of showing us that we have the ability to move through all this massive change by having a loving mindset. The loving mindset is forgiving. And I saw this quote and it just like struck me really in my heart about how forgiveness is unnecessary when we have understanding. So for some, there will have to be forgiveness that comes through, especially as we have a lot more disclosure with all of the manipulation and corruption that is behind our governmental structural forces. Many of us are going to have to move forward in forgiveness. But if we go even further beyond that, right? If understanding is the key to unlock forgiveness, maybe we don't have to forgive all of these dark forces in place when we understand the valuable contrasts that they add to our experience that allow us to have this divine expression that we're having now, that is all culminated to this point to where it's going to be like a huge burst, like a like a big giant orgasm of all that is, as there's all this building and it's like corruption, fucked up BS, and we're all here, light workers, walking through, expressing ourselves, leading in our truth and our authenticity, being more authentic and organic than ever before. I mean, this is just an amazing time to be here, to participate, to witness. This is why we came here. This is why we chose now. We could come to any time. When we're non-physical, we can float around wherever we want to be. You and me, we came right here, right now, to be a part of this. And it's a great motherfucking time. Now, so with all of this, I'm going to bring understanding, objectivity, and clarity. We really want to bring clarity. Now, this can also represent the self-doubting mind. So as you can see, there's this figure that's being rode. It's being like rode into this area. It's kind of looking daunting. So this can represent the self-doubting mind. And this is what will trip people up. This is really what's going to either make you thrive or motherfucking not. Okay? Because, and speaking from my own experience, as a light worker, moving forward in my leadership, in my truth, in my light, I need to trust ultimately. Like, it goes back to the faith. If I doubt the information that comes through, it doesn't work. And this was part of my my tarot reading journey as well. There was a time where I questioned the messages that came through and my reading sucked. Now I know that what is meant to come through comes through. And I enforce that by being very clear on the intentions that I'm setting as well. So this is really also bringing to the surface, it's the self-doubting mind, and it's also being clear in the intentions that we set and knowing that since we set that outcome, it's already ours. If we don't know what outcome we're moving toward, we're not being specific enough and we're not utilizing our creator power enough. And therefore, got to make some changes because we are here to thrive. We are here to be the light, feel the light, and fucking have fun while we're doing it, right? All right, so that's what we got. And then on the bottom, we have the Devil. And the Devil is a very beautiful card for the reason that it's a reminder to bring humor to the things that bedevil us. So listening to this message, like all of this coming through, it's very important to recognize that this is a process. We chose, even though all time is now and time doesn't really exist, we decided to slow things down so much so that we could experience time and have a later, now, and then, so with that being said, that means that everything is a process here on this physical earth plane. So that means we just got all this super high vibrational inspiration, information, and knowledge. And now it's time to move forward and apply it. Well, the best way to practice how strong we are is by being put in situations where our strength is challenged. Emotionally, I mean physically as well, but definitely emotionally, mentally, and spiritually especially. So the Devil is reminding you that, yeah, we are on this high vibe train. We are making the most of this. This is really motherfucking exciting, but we're not naive. And we know that we are going to encounter things that are going to try to trip us up, that are going to trip us up. And each time we're going to learn, we're going to grow, we're going to do better next time, and we're going to be more evolved than we've ever yet been. So, lots of really good things happening. And I'm really excited to share this journey together. So I hope that this reading resonated with you and that you got value out of this. I am here to serve you, to speak my truth, and to have fun. So yeah, that's what I got for now. And I look forward to our next time that we're coming together. I have so much love for you. Namaste. And I want to remind you that I, Christina Athena, also do personalized tarot card readings. This is something I love to do, and I've been doing it for a very long time. And I feel more confident than ever doing this. And what I can help you do is get clear on where you're at, where you're going, and how to move through all this energy that is happening, and how, what's going to come up, and how you can stay anchored in your most empowered self. So if you feel called to it, please reach out to me personally and we'll set up a session. And thank you for doing this work on yourself, because every time you work on yourself, you are working on the collective. And oh my gosh, it feels so good. Thank you so much. We love you. Peace and love. Up. This is peace. This is separation. This is peace. I had to be corrected. Thanks, Clinton. And namaste. Talk with you soon.